Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. This is speed. 1 winner. 19 losers. Losers are getting eaten for breakfast. Breakfast? When did I have breakfast? No. Stay focused. This is speed. This is faster than fast. Quicker than quick. This is PSGL. Breaking news here at PSGL. We have just heard that Season 28 is going to be marked with the introduction of a brand new PC League that's going to be run alongside the PlayStation League commencing in 2021, of course, the new year. After PSGL announced that they were running the PC Championship for the first time, I myself was extremely excited, and looking ahead, we have got some outstanding races to come with all these professional esports drivers. Of course, Jarno Opmeer being the F1 esports world champion, joining the fold for Alfa Romeo, as well as Danny Moreno and Alvaro Caraton and many more, Nicolas Longuet, Fabrizio Donoso. It's just a huge statement as to how far PSGL has come, and I think as we move ahead and look to Austria, the first race, it's going to be absolute pandemonium. It's taken league racing up to just another level altogether, and I personally, as a commentator, am very excited, and personally, I cannot wait for the epic encounter, the epic story this is going to, certainly lead us into. It's going to be epic. When it was formed, it was the Österreich ring, next the A1 ring, now it's the Red Bull ring. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Austrian Grand Prix. Here we go, first light, second light, third light, fourth light, the fifth light! And it's pedal to the metal, go! Barry Burman with a phenomenal start there in mind. Jarno Opmeer tries to shut the door. We have a McLaren then cutting through on the inside, that being Josh Shiner, who in behind the Williams trying to tank back, but indeed it's still going to be Barry Burman on top spot. In behind, Yana Wombier tries to follow him behind, heading up towards Remus. All very clean so far, Jack. What a start.
Yeah, awesome start from Barry Burman. Got a car length on Jarno Watmere straight away as they file through nearly 3 abreast in the background. Dylan Warren making a spot up on Tina Nakarinen as they fight for position through there. Tom 97 holds on to P8. Look, they're nearly 4 wide down the straight here. Out to Kaupinen, up to P10. Vallejo's in there. Colagon's in the midst there. 4 abreast down the hill between all these guys. Mateo gets them all up the inside. Kaupinen hangs on, but it's absolute chaos. They've managed to come through mostly clean, but they're really scrapping out down the back here.
Yeah, Caraton is in the pit, so that's P3. So we're now seeing Alvaro Caraton make his way into the pit lane. And what this means as well, Barry Burman's jumping into. Otmir is now your leader. In there as well is Prejnader and Ruben Vallejo as well. So plenty in the pit lane now. Now this will be interesting. Obviously this will certainly determine the strategies heading into the end of the race. And already the slicks being applied here. Caraton, are those the mediums I spot there, Jack?
The mediums for Burman, the mediums for Alvaro Caraton, but the hard tyres for Prejnader and for Dylan Warren. So they're trying to go a long, long way into this race.
Idamu coming around the corner as well. He's coming into pit. So is Julian Naumann. So let's see where Barry Burman comes out now, because this is so key, ever so key. And you can see him now round in the final corner at Red Bull Mobile Curve, and he is going to come across the line, and he will retake the lead in this race without a shadow of a doubt, Jack. Burman with the advantage, and how much time can he gain on the Dutchman now?
Oh, Otmir's lost out to Caraton. Caraton P2, there you go. But Otmir's gone on the alternate strategy. He's on the hard compound tyre, so the mediums for Caraton and for Bowerman. Now, Otmir trying to warm up the tyres, but he's lost track position to Caraton. How crucial could that be?
He does indeed. He's mastered that one, that's for sure. But they're still battling. We got 4 cars heading down to Slosh Gold, and literally ahead of them, Ruben Vallejo, Calvin Klein in the mix as well. As we now look further down, it certainly is going to be the AlphaTauri of Sven Zerner trying to challenge that. Indeed, of Nicholas Matteo, who overtakes Kaupen and Antikappen of Sven Zerner at the inside. Oh my word, nearly finding the top end of Matteo. Oh my word, he's off the track. Absolute scenes here heading around what looked to be the Roche Bend, and indeed the unfortunate loser was that of none other than Nicholas Matteo. A real unfortunate loser in that exchange. Very, very hard battling between those 3, Jack. But as we can now see ahead of him is a Racing Point, and that, I believe, is that man, Dylan Warren, as they make their way down towards Slosh Gold. Here he comes now, Calvin Klein, as he makes his way through on the inside as well. We're going to battle him behind, and lock up there from Nakarunen, as we can now see Calvin Klein holding up the fort, overtakes him there as well as Dylan Warren. Sensational battling there heading round Slosh Gold as Calvin Klein steals that P8. Nakarunen down to P9. Dylan Warren lost out there on that P6. Louis Welsh, the Black Arrows moving up in tandem, Jack.
Yeah, here comes Idamu. Look how close he was in turn 1. Can he get on the power? No, he's going to lose out on the exit here. But now, overtake on, DRS open. Nothing Jarno Walker can do about this one. Here comes the Welshman into P3. Now he's got to get his head down and try and build a gap. He gets in front of Otmir. Now Prejnader needs to get in front because they're on the same strategy, George.
They are, and certainly the Slovakian driver, Filip Prejnader, is going to want to make this count. Certainly he carries a lot of potential, a lot of speed. Does Tino Nakarunen, of course, a former Red Bull Racing driver for the esports team as well, making his way down towards Slosh Gold as he does so down the inside there indeed of Calvin Klein, and smoothly does it, but he tugs back the switcheroo here from Calvin Klein as they come down towards what will be the Roche Bend. But Tino Nakarunen, all the experience, the flying Finn comes back, he makes his way up into P8 and chasing Dylan Warren, Jack.
Burman's in the pits, so he couldn't bring it to the end. Soft tyres for Burman, so Otmir leads, and Prejnader is now second. So this is the battle for the win. Dylan Warren on for a podium. How about that one if he keeps it clean? Nakarunen falling out of DRS range just on the exit of turn number 1 there. But now it's Otmir versus Prejnader and Barry Burman out. Is he going to get jumped by Caraton? Not quite. But it's the battle for the win now. Watch out for Burman and Caraton. They're going to carve their way through the field. This is going to be a climactic end to this race. This is going to be such a close ending. Burman is making good progress progress. Top 97 P5, great effort so far, but Burman is just going to eat him for breakfast here down the straight. Here he comes, through goes Burman, fresh softs versus his old hard tires. Next up, Tino Nakarinen. Burman could still do this, George.
Here comes Barry Burman, braking later than that of Tino. He might get him even before the DRS line. Here comes Barry Burman, a sensational drive here down the inside of Tino Nakarinen, and gets it done past the flying Finn, and he's now got Dylan Warren next. The youngster has driven a superb race, but Barry Burman, with his esports experience and his hard battling, his raw pace, his talent, the Iranian goes down the outside of the corner leading into Slosh Gold, gets it done, 2 overtakes in the space of 2 corners. But look at this, Alvaro Caraton on a similar strategy, trying to battle now on Tino Nakarinen through the next left-hander, gets it done, the Spaniard on a flyer, and makes his way round, heads round the next left-hander. Incredible lap of racing, Jack, but the important answer is Burman up to P3.
3 laps to go when we go across the line next time. Very quick laps around here now. Burman's got to make it work now if he wants to get the win, because those tyres are not going to last too much longer as they come down the hill. Freshnader putting the pressure on Opmeer, but now it's a DRS train, George. What has Burman got in the tank to get past? It's not going to be an easy task.
No, it's going to be a huge battle. Just look at Barry, though. He's so menacing in behind that of Philip Freshnader, as we can now see Barry Burman now literally all over the rear end of that Ferrari. The Alfa Romeo looking absolutely prominent there in P3 as we can now watch them heading down through a curve. Here they come! Round the inside of indeed Philip Freshnader gets it done. Sensational. You hear the cheers of the crowd. Barry Burman now vying up on his teammate Jarno Opmeer. It's a battle of the Alphas. But which Alpha is best, Jack? Who knows?
Well, through turn 1, it should be an easy one for Barry Burman here with the overtake, with the DRS, with the soft tyre. Opmeer, is he going to defend this one? I don't think he's going to do it on his teammate. Here he comes. He's going to go for the inside line. Yes, braking late. Barry Burman takes the lead in the Austrian Grand Prix. Opmeer fights it around the outside, but Burman's got it done.
No, but he's still stuck behind you, Jack. The DRS will become active at some point, but Barry's got it. But Opmeer's looking for him here. Closing the door does Barry Burman. Jarno Opmeer, the Flying Dutchman, contact as they round Slosh Gold. But still, Barry Burman leads. Aggression across the circuit. The 2 Alphas collide. Jarno Opmeer, the Flying Dutchman, left in P2. He's got Philip Freshnader behind him, but we've still got 2 laps left to go. It's not all said and done yet, Jack. It is absolutely scintillating. The racing has been tremendous. Still, Barry Burman holds on to the lead. We're on the final lap, folks, as Barry Burman leads away his title contender, surely at least for now. Jarno Opmeer in behind him, still gunning at the rear of the Iranian as they come around the final corner. Barry Burman will sing today, beats Jarno Opmeer in the first race of the PSGL PC season, and he wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Barry Burman's your winner, folks. Opmeer in second place. Third place, Philip Freshnader. Alvaro Caraton will come home in P4, but take a bow as well. Dylan Warren bringing it home in P6. Tino Nakarinen brings home P5. Josh Idawu P7. Martinez in P8. Leveche P9. But Jack, a phenomenal race to cap the starting of PSGL PC Championship. I can barely get my words out. I'm so delighted for all of these drivers. It's been a tremendous watch, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it at home.
So round 1 obviously didn't disappoint, and afterwards it got even better with the brand new news that Jarno Opmeer is moving to Mercedes to move to a new team from Alfa. It's a big moment in his career, but you know, he's immediately on duty now in Formula E Accelerate, and he's going to be missing 5 rounds of the championship, which is going to be huge. Because this championship is super close. We've already known that after just round number 1. Barry Burman right on him, and I think Barry is going to absolutely capitalise on that as much as he possibly can. But he is going to have Danny Moreno stepping in his place, which I think is a fantastic replacement, and I think he's certainly going to be one to watch in these next 3 rounds. But Barry has got a huge advantage now. Jarno's going to be missing those 5 rounds. That should provide a tasty championship going forward.
It's named the 3rd most popular destination for tourists in Hungary, ahead of Budapest. We are here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Welcome to the Hungaroring. Monaco without walls. It's going to be a cracker, folks. And it's pedal to the metal. Go. Barry Burman out like a shot as well, despite the wet weather. Alongside him, Simon Weigang for the Hess team, but Barry Burman clear. Working mix as well. Valentine Brufair taking the outside line, but Barry Burman away like a shot. Blue flag conditions, do not pay attention, folks. The water's coming down, but Simon Weigang remains in P2. Barry Burman in P1 though, leading the way. Josh Idawu in P3. Do not get mixed up on the timing tower. There's Philip Presnader making his way up as well, but Jack, a very clean getaway despite the conditions. But it is Burman. He is your race leader. He is indeed, and this could be crucial for Barry Burman because remember, he's now pitting onto the Inters now, a 2.5 second stop. Now, how is this going to be applied? Because Presnader very shortly making his way down the stretch, and indeed, he's got him. He's got him, Jack. He has indeed quite right. He's just pipped into the lead. So Presnader, in effect, given pit stop supply, net leader of this Grand Prix, and is on the faster intermediate tyre. What a genius move by Philip Presnader, a masterclass of strategy. The Ferrari currently net P1, Jack, who's recently pitted. He now goes fastest. So indeed, the new tyres are starting to make a change now, and Presnader is in the pits, Jack.
Yeah, he's going to have to box, and we know now that Burman, he will go another 2 laps and try to see what he can do. But Presnader, where is he going to come out is the big question. As we look now to see, the man I'm watching out for is Lewis Welch, because remember, his tyres are much younger. So where does Presnader come out of this one? He's going to come out right in the middle of this one. There's Dylan Warren, there's Danny Moreno. Watch out for Lewis Welch. He's the man he's fighting with. Here comes Danny Moreno with Presnader on the outside. He's going to run him out wide, and Presnader gets the job. He comes out crucially in front of Lewis Welch and in front of Danny Moreno.
Tucked in behind now the racing point, Dylan Warren goes into the stand side of the circuit, tries to cut off any route for an overtake, comes back across. He is not letting anything go. Philip Presnader with a dynamic dive on the inside, gets the move done indeed. I think he's got the advantage, does so indeed. The prancing horse snaps up into P6. Philip Presnader, all his experience, his esports level being applied here at PSGL, moves himself up a spot. Dylan Warren down into P7. He now needs to get moving. He's going to try and close the gap on Burman before he pits. Drama set in motion here in Hungary. Josh Idawu's rear left tyre blown here before the final lap. Barry Burman now on the final lap in possibility that he might not even make it to the end. I don't know what we're going to expect here, Jack, but certainly the sight of Idawu or the knowledge of Idawu's tyre being blown must surely dampen the confidence slightly.
He's ready to pick up the pieces into the last 2 corners. Is it going to be a clean sweep once again for the Iranian in this championship? Round the last corner, what a Grand Prix, what a management job done by Barry Burman. 2 in a row, clean sweep. He wins in Hungary and ahead of Simon Weigang with just a few inches of tyre wear left. Carrots on his P3, and Presnader is going to get P4. He tried the 2-stop, it didn't work, but Barry Burman 6 out of 6 in qualifying and both wins.
It's the great all-rounder, home to 140,000 capacity spectators here. It's the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, home of the Spanish Grand Prix. Featured in winter testing, today the cars will be thundering around in a race format. And it's pedal to the metal, go, 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 go. They get away in tandem. Simon Weigang immediately cuts across and goes in behind Barry Burman. Philip Presnader under a lot of stress here from Simon Shooter as they come into turn 1. The McLaren and the Ferrari to in battle around the first couple of corners. He's relentless, is that young man Simon Shooter, but Philip Presnader hangs on. It all seems like a very orderly start. Dylan Warren in the mix as well. Josh Idawu trying to find his way through, but it's still Barry Burman on top spot.
As they come through the last corner, surely he's going to have him down the straight now with DRS and overtake activated. He's got to try and get past the Spaniard, but the Spaniard is defending all his worth here down the straight. Here comes Barry Burman. He's got no ERS to use though. He's going to go for the move. Yes, he's going to throw it down the inside of the Spaniard. There's going to be contact between them, and they run off the road, and Ruben Vallejo is still in front, but this is just helping out Weigang even more. But Burman is in front eventually. Now Weigang's going to try and get past as well, but Burman's in trouble here. But now Weigang is going to get stuck behind now, so it's probably going to cancel each other out in the end. But Vallejo throwing a spanner in the works today on this race. But Barry Burman is not having it all his own way today, and he can't afford to get a penalty, because if he gets a penalty then it's ball back in Simon Weigang's court. But Simon Weigang on a big push right now, but is it that penalty going to be the nail in the coffin?
Nay, for Barry Burman, chance here for Simon Weigang here to take advantage of the technical problem that Barry Burman's having. Simon dives in on the inside and makes his move going into the birth curve. Traumatizing moment here for Barry Burman, and Simon Weigang takes the lead in the Spanish Grand Prix. Sensational stuff here, absolutely tremendous occasion as Barry Burman unbelievably goes AI and allows the door to be open for Simon Weigang. I cannot believe what we've just seen, Jack. But Burman, at the cost of a certainly exited his cockpit, is now sacrificed that P1 spot. Weigang can really take a charge here.
The middle sector, but he can't quite do it. But out front, it's once again going to be the Iranian Simon Weigang. Awesome performance. Round into the last corner. Simon Weigang is going to win this one on track, but it's 100% Barry Burman on top for the third time in a row in PSGL. Philip Presnader is going to get that podium third, and it's going to be Louis Welch, Nicholas Matteo, Fabrizio Donoso, Dylan Warren, and Josh Odu with the penalty down to P8, Timon Schutter and Chana Kinshi in that 10th spot. That was brilliant racing, but I got a feel for Simon Weigang. Great job, but it's 100% in favour of Barry Burman. It's 3 in a row.
Sitting pretty on the edge of the Ardennes Forest, welcome to a home classic. It is the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be witnessing, alongside a classic circuit, some incredible classic racing action.
Yeah, everyone is on personal best. Barry Burman is up by half a tenth on his best in the first sector. It's not quite the fastest, but I tell you what, it's 3 thousandths off of Jarno Opmeer, which is the purple sector. So it's basically bang on the money as he comes through the middle sector. Now this is where Jarno gained all the time. What does Barry do here as he comes across the split time here as we look to see if he's going to go a little bit faster than him? And it is purple in the middle sector, and that is a massive chunky gain on his rival there. That is a brilliant effort. And look at Presnader, 40.18. He's P2 for Ferrari, but Barry Burman is on course to set the pole time here into the bus stop chicane. This is a rapid time from the Iranian on the power out of the bus stop chicane. This is going to be your new pole time across the line. It's going to be a 39.8. He's done in a 39.8. What a time from Barry Burman. Take a bow, my friend. That is mental stuff. As we look now at Jarno Opmeer, who is also on the chart, and he has taken purple in Sector 1, and he's going to come across this Sector 2 split, and it's going to be a personal best. He's down by 2 tenths on Barry Burman. This is going to be, I think, about tipping the 39s as well. But what a time from the Iranian, a 39.871. Jarno Opmeer has what can he do in the final sector? Onto the brakes, turns it in, down to second gear, flicks it back to the left-hand side. What can the Dutchman do? Onto the power. Is it enough to take pole position here in Spa? It's not a 39.9. Barry Burman, it's 4 in a row.
It's 4 in a row for Barry Burman. The quick Iranian has done it again. He is on P1 at 39.872. The only man who actually managed to breach the 139s first and dropped Jarno Opmeer. Jarno Opmeer did breach the 139s, but he's still out of the way. He cannot get it done on the day, but he's on the front row with Speed Barry. It's the fight we've all been waiting for, folks. Burman v Opmeer. Let's get into this race, Jack. First light, second light, third light, fourth light, the fifth light. And it's pedal to the metal. Go, 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 go. Barry Burman gets away well and takes the inside line. On the outside, Jarno Opmeer cannot find the answer, although the long way round does improve. Very productive indeed as you look by. Philip Presnader doing battle indeed with Louis Welch. They make their way up towards Eau Rouge now. And as they do so, we're now witnessing a battle between the Alpha Tauri there as well. And a Williams, we look further up. We're just trying to get back together with the telemetry here. Barry Burman drawing swords with Jarno Opmeer. Jarno's found the slipstream. Here he comes now, battling in with Barry Burman until they come. Here comes Philip Presnader, holds off Louis Welch. Barry Burman holds off Jarno Opmeer. What an incredible start, Jack. Very clean.
Yeah, perfect time under virtual safety car, because you're going to lose minimal time in this one. So Shanika Clay into the pit lane, and drive-through penalty for Burman speeding under the virtual safety car. He's thrown it away maybe.
Yeah, Barry Burman has got a drive-through penalty, folks. That is so crucial. He is sped under the VSC, and that is going to cost him big time now. Barry Burman in jeopardy of throwing this race away from the get-go. Jarno Opmeer rubbing his mitts together, but he's got Prejnader in the midst as they make their way up towards through Kemal, heading up through Lane Com, and indeed as we now witness them just fly their way through this next section. It's still on top at this moment, Barry Burman, but for how much longer? That drive-through penalty is a devastating blow, Jack. But he opts to pit now, Jack. He opts to take the pit lane now.
Yeah, he has to. It has to be served within 3 laps. So Barry's taking it as soon as he can to minimize the time loss, but that is going to feel like an absolute age. Barry's going to drop to the tail of the field nearly. And this is going to be a crushing blow because he's on the soft tyre and he needs to make use of them. So through the pit lane comes Barry Burman and he drops all the way to 17th place behind Nolan Lambert, and Jarno Opmeer now leads this race with Philip Prejnader in the DRS right behind him. This fight is going to go very tight between the both of them.
Still in lap 9 of 22, Prejnader running firm, holding firm in P2 right now. Lewis Welch in P3, Nicholas Mateo and Alvaro Caraton, the two Williamses in tandem, having a superb race so far. The only other two drivers currently representing a constructor in
Here
the
comes
top
Prejnader.
Comes to the top, and Prejnader indeed, Jack. Prejnader indeed as he moves up now, heading into Lane Com. The Slovakia driver Philip Prejnader takes the hustle into P1 and bustles his way through, makes his way to the next right-hander, down through Melmedi, and he's under the P1. Great move,
and fly around as Jorge Alvaro is in the wall into the final sector, and virtual safety car is deployed, and Prejnader, they immediately peel into the pit lane. Jarno has to back up, and immediately now Louis Welch went into the back of him, and there you go, penalty for Opmeer because he caused a collision.
Penalty for Opmeer. Caraton's lost his front wing as well. He's lost an end plate. There's damage applied. That is going to cause chaos at the top end. Nicholas Mateo is currently leading this race. I don't know what this will mean at the end, folks. Of course, there's been a massive change up here. Prejnader just leaving the pit lane as well. Penalties applied. Opmeer now down into P5 for now. Jumps up to P4 instantly with Caraton boxing for a new wing. Carl Mitchell up into P5. Upsets on the cards here, folks. Mateo is now your race leader.
But Philip Prejnader is P2, fresh soft tires. Louis Welch is now second on the road, and Jarno Opmeer is currently behind him now. I don't know where Dylan's come out of. He's just back in the points all of a sudden. And Denoso, I don't know what happened to him in the stops, but he's dropped down to 17th place and basically out of it now. But Dylan Warren on a big charge about to come back, and now it's Sven Miller. Overtake on. Here they go towards Blanchimont. He's going to go for the outside line, and Blanchimont corner. He leaves him room. He's got the inside for the bus stop chicane. Sensational overtake from Dylan Warren if he pulls it off, and yes, he does get it stopped. And that is an unbelievable overtake. Bravery. And now here he comes on Tom 97 straight through. That's 2 places, possibly 3, as Weigand cuts him off into Los Angeles. There's contact between all of them, and now it's going to be Tom 97 into P7. But this is absolute craziness in this race. The virtual safety car has stacked them all up together, but this is brilliant racing in PSGL.
Absolutely tremendous. Here they come now as they round out of Eau Rouge, making their way through. Simon Weigand has been trumped here by Tom Martinez, but the battle is not over. Here they come now. Simon Weigand on the inside, hanging his way up through towards Lane Com. He shuts the door. Dylan Warren looking for the double as they make their way through the next chicane. The Racing Point applying his trade, looking to cause damage here upon Tom Martinez. But we're looking at this battle now carrying through. Tom Martinez hanging on as they make their way around the next right-hander. Dylan Warren can't quite get it done, but what a sensational drive here by the youngster. Forever brave, forever tenacious. Dylan Warren, take a bow. Some supreme racing. He's up in a P9, Jack. Brilliant stuff. Currently owns the fastest lap. Simon Weigand now in jeopardy because here comes Dylan Warren. Tom Martinez has entered the fold as well. He's in P7 but in jeopardy. Here comes Weigand. He tipples in for P7. Here comes Dylan Warren on the inside, heading up into what will be Lane Com. They go wheel to wheel. A sensational battle. Dylan Warren looking to hang on. And is he going to get it done? Yeah, they still go wheel to wheel on the outside of Melmedi. 3 wide now. Here comes Sven Roller down the inside. What a sensational move. Heading into the next round. They're absolutely brilliant stuff as they head around this next lap. Oh my word, Dylan Warren down to P10. Sven Roller, move of the race, has jumped 2 places in 2 corners. Absolutely amazing stuff.
but I've got a feeling that here comes Jarno Watmir on Louis Welch. He's got 81% charge on that ERS, and is he going to even use any? Louis Welch is not going to fight that one. Jarno Watmir up to second place, and the question is, can he hunt down that man in first? He's got a big task ahead of him with 4 laps left. That is brilliant for Barry Borman. He's into the points, on track, and he's done that on merit from a drive-through penalty on the first lap of the race. What a drive from the Iranian. He's going to get points today, and he can be very proud of how he drove. He's going to get at least P9 in this one. That is a sublime effort from that young Iranian, but even more of a sublime effort, a complete surprise package today. He is going to end the domination of Barry Borman. It was eventually going to come to an end. It was 3 in a row for Barry Borman, 4 poles in a row. We have a new name on the top step of the podium today through the last corner. It goes to Philip Fresnader of Ferrari. He wins in Spa for the first time. Jarno Watmir is going to finish in second place, and Louis Welch is going to be on the third step of the podium after a great drive to that third spot. And it's going to be Josh Idawu gets it by 4/10. He's on the podium at last. Josh Idawu into third place. But Barry Borman, let's watch him now. He's going to come across the line to get a P7 finish. What a great drive. But Fresnader is the man of the hour. Brand new winner in PSGL.
And it's pedal to the metal. Go, 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 go. Alvaro Carrot on a steady start. Jarno Watmir alongside him. But in comes Donoso as well. Tucked in behind Jarno Watmir. Takes the inside line as they make their way up through the initial sectors. Jarno snatches it at the get-go.
Carroton defends the inside. Where does Otmir go? The outside line for Otmir. Tries to sling it around the outside. Carroton leaves him plenty of room on the outside. On the power. Otmir into overtake mode. He's got the inside for turn 4. He's done the job.
We're now seeing Fresnader diving on the outside of Julian Naumann. And the AlphaTauri's round. Fresnader's round. Loses the front wing. Donoso off the track as well. That is a huge magnitude crash there. The Spanish driver under pressure as they make their way. You can see him trying to break the slipstream, but it's not going to be enough. Alessio Di Capua down the outside to go in for P2. The hard tyres speak for themselves. They move up a place. It is going to be Di Capua P2. He crosses the line and takes victory here in the Dutch Grand Prix. And it's pedal to the metal. Go, 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 go. And away on the box.
Is he going to go for a double overtake? I do to the middle of the road right now. Here comes Moreno. Outside 3 wide for the lead here in Silverstone. Moreno around the outside of the both of them. Contact made. Still 3 wide. Di Capua outside. Moreno double overtake. Di Capua inside line. There's going to be contact between the both of them. Idawu back up the inside. Still 3 wide as they come around the last corner. Moreno leads the British Grand Prix. What a move from the Spaniard. I've never seen that ever before in all my life. What a move. It's Danny Moreno who wins the British Grand Prix.
And it's pedal to the metal. Go, 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 go. Price move on the outside from Carroton. Oh my word, a little tap on the rear of that car. There's the Mulo looking for another move here, this time on Valentin Proufaire. And he's up. I believe he is Magnus Van Erven in jeopardy here from Valentin Proufaire now. The Alfa Romeo around the outside of the Curva Grande.
Here they go towards the line. It's going to be Moreno in front on penalties, but it will be Nicolas Matteo who will win the Italian Grand Prix.
And it's pedal to the metal. Go, 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 go. And you can now see him coming down towards the line. He's got the slipstream pressure that goes into defenders and come down towards turn 1. Here comes Donoso down the outside there, heading into or around turn 1 into turn 2. The Chilean not able to get it done. Pressure defends his line, still wheel to wheel, heading through the winding sections. Brilliant, brilliant there from Donoso. The Chilean strikes for that man in DJ Venom, who goes alongside Domenico Lavecce. A lovely move indeed on the inside. Comprehensive, brilliant stuff.
It's Danny Moreno. He wins the Japanese Grand Prix in front of Alvaro Carroton.
So coming off round 8, it was an absolutely overwhelming encounter. We've just obviously seen that Philip Fresnader has just topped the championship after the Japanese Grand Prix round 8, and taking full advantage of the fact that Barry Borman and Jarno Watmir are currently away from the championship, focusing on, well, Jarno's on has been in his Formula E championship, and of course Barry Borman has not had equipment, so a bit of technical getting in the way, but it all heightens the drama as we make our way through the championship. And Philip Fresnader, the unlikely leader at this point with Ferrari at this stage, which is amazing. And looking ahead to France with Jarno coming back, and Barry Burman and Danny Moreno, who's now joined Mercedes with Jarno Opmeer as well. It's going to be an absolutely tantalising affair, and I can't imagine what we're going to see at Paul Ricard. Welcome everybody, and the next place we visit here in the PSGL PC Championship brings us here to Paul Ricard. We are at Le Castellet, just outside the city of Marseille in the south of France, ready for the PSGL French Grand Prix.
Boy, I am so looking forward to this one. Barry's back, Jarno's back, Danny's on the grid. This is going to be fantastic. It's not my favourite circuit, I'll admit, France, but with the grid we have, it should make it good.
And it's pedal to the metal. Go, 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 go. And just look at that. Danny Moreno. Better off the line there. Tries to drag it to the slipstream of Jarno Opmeer. 2 Mercedes ahead of Barry Burman, though. Sensational stuff there. Barry relegated down to P3. Did not get off the line well at all. Danny Moreno in second place, cocking his teammate. And Opmeer's letting him go. He's on the medium tyres. He's going for glory.
I told you to watch out for that start. What a start from Moreno. He left Barry Burman standing on the line right there, and Opmeer not fighting him. They're letting him through on the alternate strategy, and Moreno can try and get away right now. He's got to get away, but they got in front of Burman, which is the key point in their fight with him right now.
And he's now closing on the Red Bull as we're now witnessing Josh Odomu, and they are changing the lead as far as we can see. You're quite right, Jack. Opmeer up into P1.
Yeah, no overtake used by Opmeer or Moreno there. No defence put up, so that was clearly a pre-orchestrated move. Burman on Aidu, he's gone for it as well into the chicane, so Burman moves up into third. Aidu is now, can he try and come back at him if that's the case? And those hard tyres now beginning to blister as well, so the mediums will not be in good shape at the most. Matteo versus Lecce, they're going to go side by side through turn 11. Matteo gets it done, but Lecce comes back at him up the inside of the next corner. Matteo runs out wide, up onto the curb on the outside line. Lecce back to the inside again. Matteo is going to try go all around the outside. Can he do it? He's still in there into the last corner, gets very close to the back of Aidu, but Matteo shoves him out wide. Lecce still there on the outside lines. They come down towards turn number 1 across the start finish line. Lecce gets back from with a boost of overtake. That was fantastic between the both of them. A couple of guys in pit lane. We have Dylan Warren, Freshenator, Tom Martinez, and Timon Shooter. So early stops for the hard runners onto the medium tyres. Plenty of stops throughout the field right now. Moreno bringing those mediums quite a long way into the race right there, and he may get his reward later on in the race on the hard tyres now. Comes out in clean air, nobody in front of him, nobody behind him. That's the perfect scenario. Very tight fight on pit exit between a couple of these guys. Lewis Welch comes out right behind Dylan Warren, and Jake Benham's also in the fight right now. This is going to be a great scrap between these guys. Lewis Welch inside of Dylan Warren into the chicane. They go side by side. Warren inside line switches back to the outside again as Lewis Welch hangs the inside, still side by side between the racing point and the hash, but it's now Lewis Welch at the head of that train, with Dylan Warren should have the DRS this time, maybe able to get back past him once again down the back straight. He does have the DRS, is not able to use it. Jake Benham might be able to get the 2 of them. They're going to go 3 wide down towards the Mistel chicane. It's nearly not enough space. Jake Benham does the double, but it's still going to be Lewis Welch on the inside, but Jake Benham has done the double on the run down to the Mistel chicane. This is unreal racing between some newbies in this league. Of course, Jake Benham, Dylan Warren, a veteran in this one. Timon Shooter has come out of nowhere to be in the middle of this one as well, but Jake Benham, double overtake. It was brilliant. Dylan Warren's trying to come back at him now to turn number 11, but is not able to quite get alongside on the entry to the corner. But Jake Benham, unreal overtake. Danny Moreno on the back straight. Jarno on his way out of the pit lane. This is going to be very tight between the Mercedes. I'll tell you what, as they come down towards turn 1, Moreno's done him.
He has indeed. Moreno takes the lead of the French Grand Prix, but don't forget, Opmeer's on medium tyres. In behind, Nicolas Matteo in P3 as well. Andreas Dormeyer in P4. Barry Burman in behind them as well in P5. And I have to say, Mercedes have pulled off the perfect strategy in this French Grand Prix. Absolutely amazing stuff. And I think they've got to give a little hat tip to their man, JD TR Limitless, pulling off. I know he's a race engineer here today, and he's certainly done them wonders. P1 for Danny Moreno, P2 for Jarno Opmeer, Mercedes in ecstasy. But now we've also got another battle on our hands as we're now witnessing Nicholas Matteo. Another move here by Burman coming into turn 13 and absolutely turn 11, heading into turn 12, and he does it, the Alpha, up into the podium place. It's a superb drive here on the last couple of laps, and he is now in touching distance on the podium finish.
Jarno, here he goes. Going to be swapped between the Mercs right now. No fight put up by Danny Moreno once again, and Jarno Opmeer back into the lead of the French Grand Prix with some seriously good team tactics at Mercedes today. And how did the field as well? Jarno's broken the DRS of Danny Moreno. They're both using the DRS at exactly the same time. Here we go between Idamu and Matteo, and also Dylan Warren and Lewis Welch going neck and neck towards turn 11. And again, you can see Chana Kinshi's gone for it on the outside of Dylan Warren. He's still there on the outside, has to give up the position, but he goes for it on the inside of the next corner. Dylan Warren leaves in the room and goes all the way around to the outside of the next corner down towards turn 13 in towards 14. Akinshi's got the inside for the next corner, but Warren will try and cut back down towards the start-finish line. But Chad Akinshi's into 13th place right now. No penalties for Dylan Warren, so the game looks back anyway. With great stuff, great race between these guys. But Dylan Warren is not going to have any of that. He's going to try and come back in, but doesn't quite have the ERS to answer. But Chad Akinshi's done the job at that position. Yet nobody could do anything to displace them. It's exactly like real F1, and this is why they signed these guys. Through the last corner comes Jarno Opmeer. He's had a couple of weeks off to participate in Formula E. He is back with a bang. It's a Mercedes 1-2, but it's Jarno Opmeer who wins the French Grand Prix from Danny Moreno, who crossed the line for second, and Barry Burman returns to the podium in third place, and it sorts itself out with penalties behind. Leveche is fourth, Idamu is fifth, and Donoso gets himself sixth place on the line. Jake Benham, Matteo, Preschnader, and the final points position goes to Timon Schuter in 10th place in the McLaren. Brilliant stuff. That is how you do it.
Despite its youthful existence, purpose-built for Formula One back in 2012, welcome to the Circuit of the Americas, folks, for the United States Grand Prix. As we're now ready to get started. First light, second light, third light, fourth light, the fifth light! And it's pedal to the metal, go, 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 go! Alvaro Caraton on the inside, two McLarens bursting on the inside! There you can see Josh Idamu, and joined by his teammate Barry Burman as well, but as they exit the bend, Burman, wheel to wheel, here with none other than Caraton, in behind Idamu, and drama in the back with Nicholas Matteo and Chana Kinshi, Donoso in the fight as well, the Red Bull going wheel to wheel, Dario Yamulo, in comes Opmeer as well on a flyer, on the hard tyres, amazing stuff! As we get this race underway, still Yamulo and Donoso wheel to wheel, Yamulo on top. Amazing start to this Grand Prix, Jack.
As his opportunity to try and get past the Dutchman here, ERS enabled, overtake on, and Jake Benham is going to try and get one over on the F1 Esports World Champion. Now there is a compound difference of course, but he won't mind. Down the inside he goes of Jarno Opmeer, and Jake Benham moves in front into P9, and now it's back to the way it was. Opmeer in 10th, Moreno on his tail. But I'm interested to know what Mercedes are thinking now. They're going to work together, of course, but they don't have the clean air they had last time. And I think there could be a swap between the Mercs here in 10th and 11th. Here comes Moreno in the overtake mode, streams past Jarno Opmeer, and now it'll be Moreno's turn to have a go at Donoso. He's on the same strategy. He can maybe just carve a path for Jarno Opmeer, but now this is great stuff because the Renaults are now sandwiching the Mercs, and Longway could be maybe a spanner in the works for these two. As in comes Josh Idamu from second place, and he will take the first pit stop for these two, from third place, sorry. He takes the first pit stop for the soft roads. We're in the pit window for those right now. But Mercedes versus Renault, don't take your eyes off this one. This is good. There's Longway on Opmeer up the inside into turn number one. Side by side they go. Opmeer still on the inside as they come around the S section. Longway is in front. They go towards the S section. Longway is in front of Jarno Opmeer, and he's trying to put a spanner in the works for Moreno's chances here. He will now chase after Moreno, and Donoso, I would wager, is going to try and back him up into it. This is really intriguing stuff here at the US Grand Prix.
I know there's maybe not the level on the line of F1 Esports, but here at PSGL, everything matters as we're now watching Dani Moreno, the Spaniard this time. He takes on Fabrizio Donoso down the outside, going into turn 12, and the Mercedes and the Renault still wheel to wheel. They clash, they ankle tap, but Dani Moreno a late break into the next right hander at turn 13. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And Dani Moreno can now have clear air. He's got plenty of time. 3 seconds the difference between him and Dormeyer. Amazing moves heading into sector 3.
Onto the medium tyres he goes, and he's gone very long on that strategy. He is going to come out behind the McLarens, I think, here. Up towards turn 1 they go. There go the McLarens of Barry Bourmand and Josh Idowu, and they've managed to get in front on that undercut, but crucially now Caraton is avoiding the hard tyres, and he's gone onto the medium compound tyres. He has a faster compound underneath him, but he has lost that crucial track position to the McLarens. So at the moment, net race leader Barry Bourmand. And you can see Moreno and Longue very, very close together. Here comes Otmir on Donoso. Donoso goes defensive in the middle road, and it's the inside line for Otmir this time, down towards turn 12. It makes it easy. Up the inside, Otmir into 3rd place, and now his hard tyres will be coming into effect now. But Caraton is trying to put a spanner in the works. Here he comes in the DRS of Josh Idowu. Idowu goes to the middle of the road. Caraton backs off. He goes for the inside. Lunges up the inside of Josh Idowu. And Caraton gets it stopped. Idowu with the cutback line into sector 2. Gets a car length in front. A big lockup for Caraton on the inside line. But Josh Idowu just manages to hang on for now. Defends the inside and the left-hander, beautifully held by Josh Idowu. But Caraton's desperate to get in front. He's got to get in front to make these mediums work. But the McLarens are really working well together at the moment.
Yes, team synergy is certainly of the moment here at the United States Grand Prix. Amazing indeed. But you might think that Caraton will get another chance to bite here around the next left-hander as Dormeyer passes the ghost of Philip Prejnader. Also, Lewis Welch manages to dispatch Donoso and move up to P4. But here comes Caraton, a potential late move as Josh Idowu shuts the door in late lunge. And indeed a phenomenal overtake there by the Spaniard of Alvaro Caraton. Absolutely sensational, and he makes his way through the winding section. Another 3-second time penalty for Andreas Dormeyer, but let's take a moment to appreciate that diving maneuver that was absolutely executed to perfection.
Caraton down the inside of Bourmand, and he does the job again. Great overtake by Caraton on the inside of turn 12. Late braking, got it done, and now he can try and open the gap as much as he can. He's got to try and minimize the deficit that he will lose to Moreno and Longue when they come into the pit lane. Yeah, he's coming in now. He's got 8 laps on those soft tyres. He'll be absolutely rapid. He couldn't bring them any longer, and he will now drop down the order, and he will of course drop behind his teammate Dani Moreno. There goes Moreno past Jarno Otmir. Lewis Welch gets in front. Longue will also get in front at the same time as well. So Otmir's dropped all the way down. He's going to drop behind Donoso up towards turn 1. That'll be a big hit for him if he manages to drop behind. Donoso tries to go around the outside of Otmir. Otmir losing the room, but he just about gets in front of Fabrizio Donoso. That would not have been ideal for Otmir had he come out behind the second Renault.
Look how close the Spaniard is as they come down now towards turn 12 as a yeet down the inside there from Moreno moves his way up to P6. He needs to try and dispatch these cars as soon as possible, utilize these softs and be quick at the end, Jack. I'd imagine he'll do it in very quick fashion.
There's another big send from it on him on Yamulo as well up the inside, and he does get it done on those soft tires. And of course, if only he hadn't got the penalty, this would be genuine position for Dani Moreno, but of course he has the 3 seconds to add on to his time at the end of this race. Now maybe he could get it removed in the stewards room, we don't know, but we'll have to wait and see pending any stewards inquiries. But he's going to get a dispatch Andreas Dormeyer now in the Alfa Romeo up towards turn 1. DRS not even using any ERS whatsoever. Dormeyer not fighting. Jarno Otmir fastest lap of the race in the background, but now Moreno's up the inside. There is still plenty of time left in this race. 3.7 seconds up to the back of Idowu. I think Moreno could still do this, you know.
Dani Moreno now, round the final corner, begins to start his lap 26 of 28. Can he start it with an overtake into turn 1? The Iranian Barry Bourmand at the mercy of the machine, Dani Moreno. Amazing. They're pulling no punches. The Mercedes hits P2. He goes ahead 10 places up from the start. What a performance by Danny Moreno. Lewis Welch donning and dueling there with Andreas Dormeyer, wheel to wheel as well, fighting for the latter points in the top 10. In comes Donoso, looking for a stretch around the outside, but Dormeyer holds on as they run the next left. Donoso might still get him here as they go wheel to wheel now, round the hexagonal bends. This is a battle for the points, and yes, Donoso, he's done it. He's up to P9, sensational maneuver.
Here he comes down the back straight. There's nothing Caraton can do. Here comes Moreno with the DRS. He sides past and takes the lead. And in the background, here comes Opmeer on Idu defends the middle of the road. There's nothing that he can try and do here. Opmeer with the much fresher tyres. Outside line for Opmeer through the middle sector. He goes round the outside. Idu's trying to everything defend him off. But Opmeer, sensational overtake on the inside line. He's done the job. He's into fourth. Next up is Borman. But Moreno's got to push with everything he's got now on this last lap of the race. Here they come to the middle sector for the last time. Round the right-hander, it's Opmeer all over the back of Borman as the stadium is in front of them. The fans are on their feet. It's Opmeer on the inside. He can't quite do it. He's going to try on the outside line, but he can't quite get alongside. It's the right-hander they go for the last time. It's going to be so close at the line between these two. It's Danny Moreno who will take the on-track victory, but it will be, at last, it will be Alvaro Caraton who will win the US Grand Prix. He's taken long enough. Borman is second and Jarno Opmeer is on the podium, but it's Caraton who's done it at last.
An instant classic here in the United States Grand Prix, Jack. We predicted it. We predicted it would be a grandstand finish. It was simply that. Alvaro Caraton, he relaxed the pundits. He did not. None of us saw this coming. Caraton on top spot after Moreno's penalty earlier on in the race. Those 3 seconds were vital, but the Spaniard Alvaro Caraton in P1 takes the victory here at the Circuit of the Americas. Barry Burman, what a performance. Held it together to the final lap. Opmeer came through, snatched P3, an incredible rise to the Mercedes. Great races across the board for the top 5. Josh Idawu getting some great points as well in P5 too, as well as the 2 Renaults in the top 10.
So, off the back of the US Grand Prix and the French Grand Prix, and let's talk about France first. I mean, it was the first time we've seen Jarno and Danny in the same team working together, and if any of the F1 Esports guys were watching, I'd say they'd be worried. They absolutely destroyed everybody with that 1-2, out-strategized them, and a perfect team harmony, it seems, already just after that first round. Barry Burman was just left to fend for himself in that car, and yeah, they came away with a 1-2 easily. And then the US Grand Prix, brilliant race, honestly. The split strategies between the Mercs as well, they both decided to opt for different strategies, which ended up bringing them all closer together at the very, very end. But ultimately, unfortunately, it was track limits that ended up undoing the work of Danny Moreno across the line in P1. But it was his fellow Spaniard Alvaro Caraton who was on such a drought of wins, and he had such support behind him to get a win, and he finally managed to do it at the US Grand Prix, and there was a lot of praise for him and his hard work there at Williams. But of course, we're heading into these next few rounds as well. There's not long left in the championship now, but it's quite clear from France and from the US Grand Prix that Mercedes, Jarno and Danny have stepped up their game. So these next few rounds are going to be ones that you don't want to miss.
And it's pedal to the metal, go, 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 go! Lap 15, the Mercedes mentality once again burning strong here in Mexico City. Down the outside, Danny Moreno, the machine strikes. Ball as well, here in behind a but oh my word!
It is Jarno Opmeer, winner of the Mexican Grand Prix.
And it's pedal to the metal, go, 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 go! Free winding it, heading into turn 1. Speed Barry looking to cruise through into P2. Can he hold on? No, he can't.
Inside line for turn 5 for Leveche, and the overspeed on Barry Burman as well. Can he get it stopped on the inside? Side by side, Leveche gets in front this time. Jarno Opmeer to the inside, using the DRS in the Mercedes, up the inside of Barry Burman into turn number 1. There's nothing the Iranian can do about that.
It's looking like he might be in trouble here. Jarno Opmeer, the flying Dutchman, looking to Nestle Mo here in the first corner. Sweeps through on the inside. Brilliant, the flying Dutchman comes through into P4. Exceptional by the Mercedes. Mercedes magic. Opmeer with that soft tire traction on the outside now. He'll get it done early. Opmeer, the flying Dutchman.
but there's nothing Barry Burman can do here. Down towards turn 1, Danny Moreno, what a recovery. It's Jarno Opmeer, 2 in a row. He wins the Bahrain Grand Prix.
And it's pedal to the metal, go, 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 with Dario Gibulo. And that is going to scupper him, because here comes Burman now. Round turn 1, he has gone past him, so is Opmeer. Opmeer has made the overtake, the Red Bull is going slow. Lewis Welch is coming through, brilliant. Desaluski now, going wheel to wheel with none other than Simon Shooter as they make their way through sector 3. Look at that, Desaluski, prosaic, brilliant.
Despite everything thrown at him, it is Jarno Opmeer, 3 in a row. He wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Situated around a large man-made lake, worldwide renowned and known to be the season opener for Formula 1. Welcome to Albert Park, folks. It's the Australian Grand Prix. And the big breaking news with just minutes to go, folks. Jarno Opmeer, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but he cannot put a time on the board. He's having technical problems. He cannot get into the session. It's just booting him out and booting him out endlessly right now. He cannot field a lap time, and he will be out of Q1. Jack, this is unbelievable.
I don't think I've ever seen this before. This is massive for the championship. If he can't get a time in and Barry manages to continue on into Q3 and possibly get pole position, that's going to mean a huge amount of points going towards Barry Burman if it were to finish the way it finishes. I can't see it finishing the way it's going to finish right now, but that's an absolute disaster for the Dutchman. Imagine what he's going through right now. The one day he needed everything to work and it's not working. He will be out in Q1 and he'll be starting last of the pecking order. And how important of a lap this is for Barry Burman. Let's have a look at the sector. He hasn't improved in either of his sectors, though. He's not quite on it, is Barry Burman. Just look at 25.85, which is just off his best. 21.24 in the middle. He's about a half a tenth down. He needs to pull a magic last sector here, Barry Burman, to try and steal pole here in Australia. Will it be enough to eclipse Simon Weigang? Here he comes through the last corner, the most important qualifying lap of his career so far. Here comes Barry Burman. Does he do enough? He does! By just under a tenth of a second, Barry Burman is on pole with Danny Moreno starting 10th and Jarno Opmeer last.
Qualifying was absolutely unbelievable. I think one of the most unbelievable things was Jarno failing to even set out on track to even set down a qualifying lap. I mean, a technical fault at a sensitive stage of the championship is just... You just cannot begin to imagine the frustration going through the Flying Dutchman's mind right now. The fact that Barry Burman would then go pole position for the start of the Australian Grand Prix is just absolutely out of this world, and it's such a real sensitive point of this championship fight with only this round and of course Brazil left after this one, and obviously just when these little things happen, these little bugs get in the way, it can really play on the mind of even some of the best drivers in the world. So it's going to be a huge test of character for Jarno to really pick his ball up here and try and claim a result. But at this moment in time, Barry Burman doing everything right at this stage. What can the Dutchman do? The cars are now lining up on the grid, and certainly we're going to wait for Jarno. There he is, just fixing himself up on the rear of the grid. The McLaren just sent ahead of him. He's already keen to get ahead of cars already. And there's Barry Burman, of course, waiting in the midst for the lights to go red. Very soon we'll be striking down and striking go upon all these cars. Remember to leave a like. Also subscribe to the PSGL YouTube channel. Brace it, folks. First light, second light, third light, fourth light, the fifth light. And it's pedal to the metal. Go, 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 go. And they get away well. Barry Burman equaling Cantor here with Alessio Di Capua. Turn one they go. But it's Barry Burman on top spot. Nicholas Longe moves up now, and Alessio Di Capua. They move down towards the next right-hander here in turn 3. Sensational though. It's Barry on top. Di Capua in P2. Longe P3. No change in the top 5. Moreno drops one, moves up into P7. He's a man on a mission. Goes ahead of Simon Weigang and Petrino, but what a sensational start. What an amazing move there. Barry Burman up into top spot, but Moreno's on a flyer, Jack.
Yeah, so is Otmir. He's siding his way up through the field at the moment. Right now he's up 3 places from where he started, trying to make it 4 on Tom Martinez. But I mean, that was excellent job for Barry Burman. He didn't get a good start. De Capua beat him to turn 1, but he was having none of it. Threw it around the outside. De Capua gave him the room, and he knew that was an absolutely crucial overtake that he had to make to keep his lead.
Which won't help his race as they come through sector 3 here in lap 6. And Otmir now will eye him up. VSC, Jack!
Virtual safety car.
VSC, now what was the reasoning for that? Have we lost somebody?
We haven't lost him, but we have had Luke Smith have a big off in the chicane and broke all of his front wing off, and that has brought out the virtual safety car, and Barry and everyone has immediately peeled into pit lane. It's worked out beautifully for them, and that'll be Barry onto the hard. He's getting held in pit lane though, that won't help him. Where is he going to come out relative to the others here? It's a double stack at Williams as well. That's not gone well for Williams, and oh, that was very close on the merge, but Barry just got out in front of De Capua, and the virtual safety car ends as they come out of the pit lane. Otmir's now out in P4. Dormeyer leads the Grand Prix, but now Barry and De Capua and everybody else has now pitted, and they will maybe try and get those hard tyres to the end of the race. So where does this completely shakes it up once again at PSGL.
As they make their way through turns 1 and 2, here comes Barry Burman right on the tailgate here of that man. Jorge Alberola opens up the door, Barry Burman, and snatches it away. P7 for the McLaren. Steady progress here. Next up, his teammate Alex O'Grady. I think that might actually be Simon Weigang making his way through, and it certainly is. He's down in P15, but he's, I think, managed to gain time penalty applied to Luke Smith now, and Weigang able to certainly dispatch Caraton, who might have another go at him here. Down the inside, heading into the right hand, and they touch wheels as they come round now, and a little bit of shake of the tail from Simon Weigang, but it wasn't enough. Caraton dispatches him into P15, and we've lost Luke Smith, Jack. We've lost Luke Smith. Otmir is boxed, folks. Otmir is boxed. And following him in is Martinez, as well as Andreas Dormeyer. He's in the pit too, so plenty in the midst here. And it looks like De Capua might look to have a go here on Barry Burman as they make their way down the stretch. No, the DRS does not open up here for the Williams. A very clear, calculated manoeuvre there from De Capua. Not keen to make the overtake just yet.
And Otmir should get Caraton now through the chicane. Look at the grip advantage. Caraton can do nothing. He moves out of the way for Jarno Otmir. And that now, championship, 1 point in favour of Barry Burman.
It certainly is. It's getting closer and closer. Imagine it, folks. Can you just picture it for a moment as Summit Pride gets a 3-second time penalty? Brazil next week. It could well be equal points. Burman Otmir fighting for the title. What could that mean heading in to Brazil? Amazing. Safety car
is out to the race. Safety car. The safety car appears at the last moment possible. That is incredible. Once again, we have Philip Breitner DNFing, and the safety car appears for the 2nd week running. What is going on? Otmir's in the pit lane. Otmir's is boxing for another set of soft tyres. Has he got the gap to come out in the points? I think he does. And that might have been a very late call from Mercedes. He's come in with the gap behind to come out in P10. So an interesting call from Mercedes. He's going to be able to close back up immediately, and he'll have brand new soft tyres once again. An interesting call from Merck, but I tell you what, that could work. But we're about to get back underway for a 2-lap sprint to the end. It's Barry in control, De Capua P2, Otmir on brand new soft tyres in P10. Settle in, here goes Barry, green flag drops, 2 laps to go.
Yes, pedal to the metal for the 2nd time in this Grand Prix. Barry Burman getting away well. Not very quick though for Alessio De Capua with Longue warming up the tyres in behind. In comes Otmir straight away, straight to the jugular, he says. He goes up into P9. Brilliant work there for the Dutchman, and he flies again. He has got Caraton right ahead of him here. Smartly dispatched. The Dutchman flies down the outside, heading into what will be turn 3. Brilliant from Jarno. 2 places gained. Pace in abundance. The Mercedes is on a flyer, Jack.
Yeah, and remember, of course, there's no DRS because we've been behind the safety car, so he's got to get it done in the corners as we go to another penalty for Dylan Warren. That's not going to go well for him. We're going to have one lap to go across the line next time by. Opmeer he still will lead the championship going into Brazil, but the question is by how much going into the start. Here he comes, although he's tapped Sousa in the back. He goes sideways, so close between the both of them, just the pace advantage. It was Opmeer getting caught out with the pace disadvantage by Sousa. Here he comes through the chicane. He's absolutely no contest once again. Here comes Opmeer inside line. Sousa's going to try and defend with everything he's got. This is for position in this Grand Prix. Opmeer late on the brakes, up the inside. Sousa fights it. He can't though. Up to P7 goes Jarno Opmeer, and that will be P5 after penalties.
Absolutely mega stuff here. We're going to be certainly heading out here on another lap, and certainly as we don't witness them head round now the final lap. Here comes Jarno again. The Flying Dutchman on the final lap goes clear of Andreas Dormeyer on the fresh soft tyres into turn 1 now. Warren up next, half a second the deficit. It's coming down by the moment. Jarno flying here with 1 lap left on the final lap, should I say. The Dutchman straight for the jugular goes up to P5 behind his teammate Danny Moreno. A sensation, a marvel, magnificent. It's Jarno up into P4. Magic here in the Australian Grand Prix.
Team orders at Mercedes, and I wouldn't count out a podium yet. This is sensational from Jarno Opmeer. Let's watch as we come through the last few sectors. Barry's gonna watch his mirrors here. Here he goes through the chicane over towards the last few corners right now. Longway's in trouble now as they come towards the chicane. No DRS for Jarno Opmeer just yet. Settle in. Watch the deficit as they come through the chicane. Into the left, into the right. Here comes Opmeer. He's gonna get it sideways with the overtake on. He's gonna try and get through P3 from Nicholas Longway. He defends the inside. Here he goes. He gets it done. P3 and a podium for Jarno Opmeer. Sensational overtake in the last few corners. But wow, what has gone on from last on the grid to P3? But it will be Barry Boermans who wins the Australian Grand Prix. De Campo is second. Opmeer, sensational P3.
Absolutely pandemonium here in Australia. Jarno Opmeer, I have never seen anything like this in all my life. The history of commentating on league racing, esports, my mind has been absolutely obliterated. Jarno Opmeer, the Flying Dutchman, last to a podium, P3. If that does not make your mind explode, folks, I do not know what will. The Flying Dutchman has done it in superior fashion into P3. Boermans has won the Grand Prix, but what a mesmeric performance, Jack. No question. Driver of the day.
Wow, Jarno Opmeer. I mean, that's going to make for a hell of a YouTube video. Last to third, it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, here at PSGL. And he takes a 6-point lead into the last round. That's incredible. That's a sensational drive.
Opened back in 1940. Welcome to Sao Paulo, folks. We are here at the Interlagos circuit, the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Longay makes his way out of the final few bends to commence his fast lap now with just over 1.5 minutes remaining. It's going to get absolutely insane, folks. Here comes the Renault down towards turn 1 now, where he'll then commence the center S's. Here comes Longay, and certainly not going to take the long way around. He's going to go the fast way round. Here he comes, round the next left-hander. Down the stretch shortly at Retro Aposta. Comes past, there's a Mercedes on the left-hand side, I believe, coming into turn 1. Sector 1, he's purple. And just over, or should I say, well within half a tenth of a second, making his way down through the next stretch into the Ferragura at turn 6. He's got to dodge all this traffic and yet settle a real fast lap time here now. He's only got a minute or so left on the table here, folks. This is his last chance for Longay to at least hold on to the top end. A little mistake there potentially through turn 9, but he's okay. Turn 10 now, shortly out of Pico de Pato at turn 11, heading down through the Marullo at turn 12. Now look at the traffic, folks. The traffic there, all in the way, but Longay so composed, coming out of Junchao at turn 13, rising up now, up to the stadium section at Arquibandancadas as they make their way round turn 15 now. The stretch beckons. Nicholas Longay, what are you gonna give us? He's gonna go on to top spot with a 105.707. Absolute seeds here with within a minute left.
Jarno Opmeer, purple sector 1. This is the biggest lap of Jarno's championship so far. He's got to get this. Round the middle sector, he's purple by just 8 thousandths of a second in sector 1. I'm watching the times of Barry as well. Barry's just begun his lap now. Settle in, checker fly will come out in 5 seconds time. Here comes Jarno. What's his sector 2? It's purple by a 10th. Jarno Opmeer's on an absolute flyer. Barry Burman is down by 2/10 in sector number 1. It's not enough by the looks of it. Here comes Jarno Opmeer. Will this be pole in Brazil for the Dutchman? He comes across the line. It is a 105.616, a 10th ahead of Nicholas Longe. Absolutely brilliant lap. Barry's backed out of his lap. Can anyone else beat him is the question. We're keeping an eye on everybody behind. It doesn't look like it. Caraton is down. Jarno Opmeer is on pole provisionally for the Brazilian Grand Prix with a stunning lap.
A 105.617, enough to scoop up P1 here in the latter stages of qualifying. Liam Parnell goes up to P10. Chona Kinchi is in P6, but Vallejo stabs him in the dark, takes P6 himself. Buramanda's backed out of his lap. Longe is on the front row for now. Caraton coming around the final part of the circuit now, soon to cross the line. The Williams not going to taste gold yet again. Can he do that? P3 for Caraton relegates Buramand to the second row of the grid in 4th place. Caraton in P3. Exceptional though. Jarno Opmeer, the Flying Dutchman. He's up for the title and he's on pole to do it. Sensational. And it's pedal to the metal for the last time this season. Jarno Opmeer gets away extremely well. Longe goes in behind straight away, but the Dutchman takes no prisoners, asks no questions. He's in P1. Out of the center S's, Jarno's on a flyer from the get-go. Longe in behind as well. This movement to the back. You can see there Barry Buramand in the mix. Louis Welch, they're in the mix too. But there, look at that. I've got to say, as they cascade through turn 4 out of Decidia Delago. It's Opmeer on top. Longe in second, Caraton P3, but Louis Welch up in a P4. Buramand had a horrific start.
It's still a 6-car train for the win. Moreno's 3.3 off the back, so Moreno will be the thorn in the side for Barry Burman later on in this race. But Barry is on the back of the train. He's hunting down Lewis Welch, who's going defensive into the next corner to the seat of the Lago. But Barry is not out of this yet. They cannot relax. Moreno is going to be the man as Vallejo and Barry pits. He's going for an early undercut.
Yeah, early undercut for Barry Burman. He had to do something, Jack. This was the time. And whether this will spring Longe to maybe attack Opmeer, we'll have to wait and see. Moreno, like you say, though, getting so close in currently in behind. Currently trying to close up and swarm on this grid, albeit he's further down now. Longe going for the move down the inside, and he's made the first move here at the top. Certainly the Dutchman could not hold him back for this much longer, and certainly Longe, the Frenchman, first blow to that of the Renault, up into P1.
Does he box? Yes, he does. Jarno Opmeer in. Caraton stays out to take the lead in this race. Moreno will, of course, carry on. He's on an alternate strategy, but Jarno Opmeer is in from the race lead. This is a big stop for Mercedes now. Comes in. He's going to bolt on the medium compound tyre, and he will come out of the pit lane. But where is he going to come out? We're looking for Barry Burman. He's coming down the pit straight now. He's clear of Vallejo by about 0.4 of a second. Here comes Jarno to the pit exit. There's Barry on the outside line on the hard compound tyre. He should get track position here, which is what Barry needs. Where does Opmeer come out? He's going to come out behind all of those guys. Longe is going for a move on Lewis Welch now as he tries to slipstream by the Haas. He goes up the inside and dives up the inside of Vallejo. Wonderful move from the Frenchman, but Vallejo is going to come straight back at him here. Outside line, up towards the top of the hill. Who's going to get there first? Vallejo is going to hang around the outside. Contact between the both of them, but Longe slots in front. Welch goes up the inside, but Barry, that's exactly what he needed to see, and Opmeer's behind all of them.
What a masterstroke from Barry Burman. He's now ahead of Opmeer through the pit stop phase. Those hards will go to the end as Opmeer now looking to try and put a spoke in the wheel of the championship. Coming through turn 1, beats past his opponent there. Vallejo relegated. Opmeer moves up yet another spot.
Absolutely brilliant. Jarno's through, and now he's going to get past Lewis Welch, the best pad driver in the world. Here he comes. He's raced him before, so there's no contest put up by Lewis Welch, and Jarno goes through now. He's in net P3. Is Jarno Watmere as Danny Moreno now leads this race.
Because of course he's going to be relentless. Movement going on in the background as we're seeing already. Movements there between the halves. Once again between the Alfa Romeo, Ruben Vallejo and Louis Welch. Wheel to wheel out of the center S's. Heading out of the left-hander. Boom, bam. Thank you, bam. It's going to be Vallejo holding on. DRS activated for Louis Welch as well. Heading down towards Decidia Delago. No movement made back. Phenomenal scenes. Vallejo holds on to P12.
Longay's just overtaken Barry, so Longay takes the net race lead at the moment on this strategy. So now that puts Barry out of position for the title. Jarno's now right on his tail. The championship contenders are now next to each other on the road, but Longay's got through Barry. His strategy's nearly falling apart in front of his eyes.
Jarno Watmere now coming out of Junchao, rounding turn 14. They're coming past the Aki Bandaras now, and round through turn 15, now through the start-finish straight. Burman with the DRS, pulling along. Jarno Watmere into the center S as they go. Barry Burman retakes Nicholas Longay, wheel to wheel between Jarno and Nico, but he can't get it done, Jack.
There we go again, down the woods towards the Decidia Delago. Watmere is desperate to get through. Barry's got track position. Longay's going to try and get through. Jarno up the middle, surely not. Longay goes back through again. Barry now going to try to get the switch back on him. This is for a brilliant title battle going on. Barry on the outside. Watmere watches from the wings, but Longay's got the track position. Jarno backs out of it. A smart move from the championship leader, but Longay retakes it. What a battle. But now Caraton's in the battle, as is Vallejo, as is Lewis Welch. But George, 2.5 seconds back on the soft tyres, Danny Moreno.
But certainly, as they bustle their way down the stretch, in behind you can see there, Jarno Watmere, once again behind Barry Burman. Still Nicholas Longay frustrating all of them here. They're back in grid order. Barry going deep here into turn 1. Jarno down the outside. This is crucial. The Flying Dutchman, he's done it. Into P2. He goes ahead of Barry Burman on the medium tyres and heads his way down towards Decidia Delago. But Barry's back at him, Jack.
What a move, Jarno Watmere around the outside into turn 1. Does one over on Barry Burman, and that will seal the title if it finishes like this. Barry holding position behind. I think it might settle down as Caraton goes for it on Barry Burman. Can he get it stopped? Barry's going to try to defend, but Caraton, he goes off the road and he's through up to P3.
Amazing stuff from Caraton, the Spaniard. Electricity in abundance. Up into P3 as here comes the Spaniard, relentless as he comes up to turn 1. He's going to take a bite. He's going to take a chunk. He comes in on the inside of lane break into turn 1. Absolutely outstanding from Danny Moreno. Insane maneuver, insane battling, phenomenal strategy. Moreno, the machine, he's up into P4.
He's going to use a bit of his overtake to use the DRS, but he'll try and be patient as much as he can because Longay is going to try and come back in Watmere down towards turn 1. Outside line for Longay, sends it around the outside of the centre S's. Lovely move, Nicholas Longay. It's not over yet, George.
It's absolutely stunning. Watmere's not done though. Wheel to wheel action, surely. Moreno in behind. It's all happening here. Watmere with the outside line coming through to Decidia Delago. Takes the outside route, unconventional, but it works. He certainly does. Amazing scenes here. Moreno's making it a 3-man party through the next round now. Watmere, Moreno, phenomenal. They're stringing together. It's a scrap. It's a fight. Moreno through. Contact. A Mercedes sandwich. It's Watmere on top, Jack.
Wow, that was phenomenal. Watmere made the space from Moreno. Now it's a Mercedes 1-2 still side by side with Longay still there on the outside line. Longay's knocking us sideways and round. Danny Moreno's around in the last sector. Disaster for Mercedes. Moreno goes around with contact with Longay. Oh, what a shame it's come to an end.
It has indeed, and it's very much is that a Moreno moment. That's for sure. He is out now. It's certainly down to the end of the field. Absolute hysteria here in this race, and I have to say it's not going to stop. Watmere is still on top, but he's at the mercy now of Nicholas Longay. A real tussle here in this last race of the season. The drama continues in abundance, and certainly Longay is not done yet. He wants another piece of the Mercedes pie. Coming down through to Decidia Delago. He holds off for now. Watmere on top spot. But look at Burman, he is still in this race, P4, currently for the McLaren, Jag. Nothing separates them at the top end. They're spread about with equal deltas, and this time Otmir is going to be left uncomfortable by Nicolas Longuet, the Frenchman, heading into the city. Delago goes in front into P1. Otmir still in P2, though. He knows as long as he stays ahead of Buraman, he is in sweet country right now.
Barry senses his opportunity now. Overtake on. He's going to go for it on Caraton at the same time as they come towards turn 1. Here comes Barry on Caraton. Big move here. Going to go 3 abreast nearly. Barry's going to go for it on the inside, and it's round the outside from Caraton. What a move from Caraton. Gets through into P2. Now Barry sees his prey. It's Jarno Otmir in front of him now.
It certainly is. Barry now, the fast Iranian against the Flying Dutchman. Into the next left-hander. The two of them tussling for the championship all season. It's been backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Each of them share a string of 3 victories in this championship. Either of them have not broken that trend, but nevertheless, they are here again, meeting each other. It's these two. It is going to be wheel-to-wheel action, surely. The hearts are coming into play. Otmir's medium starting to wear off. This is less than comfortable for the Dutchman. Barry Buraman with a huge opportunity. As we're now watching these drivers now head round the final part of this lap now. Barry Buraman inching closer to the Dutchman. Here comes Barry Buraman. The hard tyres are really working for him now. Takes the outside line into turn 1. Barry Buraman going for glory. No, he can't do it. No opportunity availed. He was blocked off by Caraton, and now he's at the mercy of River Vallejo. Wheel-to-wheel action now. Headed towards Decidia Delago. The Alfa Romeo down the left-hand side. Takes the inside line and Decidia Delago and spin. Oh my word. Contact, Jack. Contact.
Yeah, the Vallejo around the outside, but Barry's not going to give in to this one. Contact between Vallejo gets past. That's not what Barry needed. Back up the inside again. Barry dives and gets it back, but that's not what he needed. He's lost time and lost the DRS on Jarno. That's exactly what Jarno needed. And Lewis Welch gets past at the same time. But that is not what Barry needed. That's, I think, lost him his chance at this title. Jarno needs the whole position, and he will win this title. And Caraton, he's going to try and go for the lead up towards turn 1. Longuet doesn't fight it, and Alvaro Caraton leads the Brazilian Grand Prix with 2 laps to go. What a phenomenal season. What a phenomenal race. What a phenomenal day of racing towards the final corner. It's Caraton who wins, but it is Jarno Otmir, champion of the PSGL PC season. He's done it at Brazil with a phenomenal drive to P3. Barry is 4th, he tried, but it's not enough. Caraton wins. Otmir is the champion.
The crowds go absolutely potty here in Brazil. The Dutchman has done it. The Flying Dutchman has done it. The first PSGL PC World Championship has been won by that man, donned in black. The Mercedes that has tickled the top end so many times this season takes the Drivers' Championship in phenomenal fashion. Amazing race indeed. It was tight right towards the end. Credit to Alvaro Caraton on taking the race win, but an amazing sequence of events that saw the Dutchman take P1. Not only are they Constructors' Champions, but Jarno Otmir, Mercedes driver, is your new PSGL World Drivers' Champion.
I mean, could you really ask for a better opening season? That last race was probably one of the best you're ever going to see outside of F1 esports. That is a classic that will go down in history. Thinking about what was on the line there, how close everyone was, the sheer pressure from everyone, Danny Moreno trying to help his teammate, ending up backwards, so much going on, and Barry did everything, but still wasn't enough for Jarno to claim yet another championship, and the inaugural PC championship as well. But just looking back, this is probably the greatest league racing season that has ever happened over the past couple of years. That's probably without a doubt. It's been the most viewed. It's been just the highest quality of performance, the highest level of driving, the best drivers in the world, and you really couldn't ask for anything more. And we were almost a little bit scared of starting this championship, but at the end of it now, looking back at the work we've done, I mean, we can only be proud of what we've done, and it just sizes up beautifully going into the next game and hopefully a brand new season.
Wow. Simply wow. An incredible season. I mean, I've been commentating now for well over 2 years. Some may say, maybe that's not a big window to look at league racing, but for me, it's massive. I'm certainly looking at, the quality that we've seen this season has been absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, the fact that we were able to attract the grid we were all season long for a very first season on a PC platform at a league like PSGL is absolutely groundbreaking. And for not 1 minute did we have a race where we could consider it boring. It was absolutely 100% full to the max, non-stop speed, action, drama. And to be honest with you, Spielberg couldn't invent a better story. It was absolutely magical to watch. And it just seemed to get better and better and better. And all I can say is that if this is where the foundation is for league racing, certainly here at PSGL, then we're going to be in for a really tremendous future. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Pedal to the metal all the way.
Oh no! Faster Race has gone off the track and he spins off.
Oh
That's
no!
Gale into championship position because Zach has got the penalty. Let me just show you that.
That is,
Well, I
I'd
can
say
show
forget
you.
this lap, it's 2 laps. Faster Race
Right.
going into the wall.
Let's do this then because this is it.
Wait, no. What? I'm looking at the chat. I don't know. I need to get. I might have found the wrong person. I don't know.